And I just want to go through some of our philosophical foundation, okay? The why of what we do at SealFit, so to help you kind of connect to why you're here. First off, as I mentioned earlier, SealFit is not just a training program, it really is a lifestyle. When you have a lifestyle, right, you have essentially a lifestyle involves a set of values, right? It involves a tribe or a team. Right? It involves rituals. And it involves kind of a vision, right? So you could say anyone, like if you take a skateboarder, right? Skateboarding for a lot of people is kind of a lifestyle, or like snowboarding. And, these guys have a vision of what they do. They have kind of a shared value set. They're kind of a tribe, and they got rituals, but it's pretty loose, There's a lot of independence still in that. When I went into the SEALs became a lifestyle because it was a job, but it was more than a job for all of us, because we had a strong vision, and out of that vision we had also a mission, and we had some really, really powerful shared values, right? Leave no teammate behind. Wow, what does that mean? It means, like one of our friends, you're willing to lay your life down. Anyone see Lone Survivor or what was it? The Benghazi movie, 13 Hours, right? Never quit. That's a strong value. Ready to lead, ready to follow. That's a strong value, right? Honor and integrity on and off the battlefield. So these are the values that the SEALs had, and they bound us together because we knew that if we shared those values and we lived them and we practiced them, that we could rely on our teammates without question. And so that kind of defined the boundaries of the team. If you shared the vision and we were committed to the mission and those values, then you were on the team. If you didn't, guess what? You exposed yourself pretty quickly and you're off the team. Quite literally, it happened that quickly. And then the rituals, right? So when in the SEAL teams, we got up every morning, we worked out for 2 hours. Actually, we got up every morning when we were in garrison, home, like in Coronado. We first had an all-hands meeting where we went through the plan for the day. Like we knew exactly what we were going to accomplish that day. That's a lot like our morning ritual of Unbeatable Mind, which we'll talk about later. It's like you get up and you do that, and you know exactly why you're doing everything that is on your plate today. You don't wait for chance. You don't wait to be told what to do. I mean, some of that will happen in the military. But as best we can determine, we know exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it and how it links to the mission and how that's going to get us closer to fulfilling our vision. So every day becomes this, we start with that foundation, just like we did in the SEAL team. There was no mystery about what we were doing and how it tied to the mission. And then what did we do? We went and trained our bodies and minds so that we could be good teammates. Now, we didn't go train so that we could beat our teammates, although we competed quite intensely. I used to always laugh because, we'd be like, and we'd go for like an hour and a half grinder PT, and then we'd go out for like a 6 or 8 mile run, and we're all smoked, and so we're like, okay, guys, let's make this a moderate run. Like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make it a moderate run. I was like, pretty soon you're like sprinting for 6 miles every freaking day. It was like that. Well, you just couldn't not compete. But when it was over, it was high fives. There was no, marking our scores on the board like CrossFit. Nobody gave a shit, right? Unless you didn't show up. If you didn't show up, then yeah, we gave a shit. So that was part of our ritual. We trained our body and mind. Well, did that just happen in the morning from 7 to 9? No, guess what? We were all in the gym at lunchtime, and we were all working out after the day ended, 3 times a day, right? Guess what happened in the middle of the day? Well, most of the time we were doing skill training, right? Diving, shipboarding, whatever. So we were doing skill development, but it was also kind of physical. It was a lot of fun, or parachute jumping. Sometimes we had to do some planning, so it looked more like a desk job. But we had this like real cool ritual about it. Every Friday we would do what's called a monster mash. The monster mash was like 4 hours of training, 4 to 5 hours. And so it was a real suck fest. Right? We had to embrace the suck. You know, the 2 hours training in the morning, yeah, it's hard, just like an op wad, but not hard like the monster match. And the monster match usually was like, you know, run, swim, run, O course, something else, you know what I mean? And then we would have a party. We'd have a keg of beer, and then we'd go home. It's awesome, right? We don't do that anymore, especially the keg of beer part. But those are the rituals, right? And so those rituals kind of defined our battle rhythm. And when we were in combat, we had different rituals.